Okay, today something that I'm going to be talking about that I feel that's very passionate to me is the end to bullying. One of my biggest pet peeves is people that don't really have the courage to stand up for those who are being bullied and not including any of those that are not in their clique. I just think that having cliques in general is just like a mask people put on so they don't have to socialize with those that they don't seem fit to hang out with them. And in my opinion, I just think that's completely wrong of anyone to do that to someone, because throughout my high school career, it was fit for me to make friends with pretty much anyone that ever talked to me. I at least wanted to get to know them, and just so they knew that, I actually went out of my way to talk to that person, because there were a lot of kids that I would see that barely talked to anybody, and whenever they were talking, it was usually somebody talking bad about them, how they're weird or something like that. And it just upsets me that nobody wants to take the time to get to know anybody anymore, and they just want to push them to the side because they don't seem fit to be in their friend group. So it's tough whenever you see something like that going on and nothing's being done about it. It was probably the biggest eye opener for me once I got into high school on how bad bullying really was and how bad kids suffer from it each and every day. There were never really any kids that you knew about from my school that were like really bad at being bullied. We weren't really known for bullying a lot, but it was obviously always there, as it is everywhere. And most of the kids in my class, or just kids in my school in general, weren't being stood up for at all. They were just put off to the side, and people would talk about them, and it just went on like a normal thing. And it really just got to me at a point to where I felt like those that people didn't look at to be fit to hang out with, I would at least go out of my way to talk to them once. And some of them I would even hang out with outside of school. And it really made me feel good, and I don't know if it made them feel good, but just from the friend group I was with, not to brag, but I was kind of popular in high school, so I felt like when I was hanging out with kids that weren't popular at all, they felt really good about themselves seeing that I was going out of my way to do so. So it really helped me in the sense that bullying wasn't so bad as long as you stood up for the person being bullied, because when they see that they have support, it really helps them stand up for themselves. And it all goes back to giving those who are being bullied a voice. And I feel like if you have a voice and you don't care, you're not afraid to stand up for what's right, then it would be wrong for you not to stand up for those who are too afraid to stand up for themselves, and eventually work them up to where they can stand up for themselves as well. And I think one of the greatest examples of standing up for oneself is the show Friends, because it incorporates a friend group that might be in a clique, but they're always standing up for each other no matter what the circumstance or what scenarios come their way. They always have each other's back no matter what. And I think that show just perfectly portrays how you could put an end to bullying, and how you can give people that are being bullied a voice so that they know that they're heard just as much as those who stand up for it and stand out. So I think that it's in our best interest to speak up and speak out about bullying, because it's obviously wrong, and it seems fitting for those who can't speak to be spoken for until they're built up to be able to have someone speak for them.